think it's 8.25% tax that it'll add. But anyways, special shout out to this private donor. Special shout out to this private donor for the 150. The microphone I got, the Sennheiser microphone I got, cost exactly 149.44. I posted a message on my YouTube home channel for you to be able to read it if you wish to read it. $149.44. I posted a message on my YouTube home channel for you to be able to read it if you wish to read it. All right. I might have been speaking too low or the microphone too far away. It's now actually touching my nose. So any closer, I'd have to smash my nose and it wouldn't stay there. So hopefully it's doing better. So once again, special shout out to this donor. New mic, supposed to be on the way, but delayed. Like the second it hit the post office in New Jersey, it said delayed. So I don't know what's going on. So let's get back to while we're here. I want to preface this with anything that I say that you don't agree with, post it in the comments. We can have a conversation about it because that's what this is all about. We need people to have conversations, spit facts. Don't give me some snowflake'n opinions, okay? Spit facts, and we can have a real conversation. All right, I'm gonna kind of read this to y'all. If it's too fast, apologize. When Kerry Lefkowitz first heard the U.S. men's national team was going to play a World Cup soccer game in Seattle, he felt a surge of excitement. The West Seattle marketing consultant loves how the legendary tournament brings fans from different countries together. Okay, so he knows about it bringing people together. He's followed the U.S. team since 1994 when the FIFA Men's World Cup last played on U.S. fields. But now that the 2026 edition is actually kicking off, including a match Friday between the U.S. and Australia at Seattle Stadium, Lefkowitz is struggling to separate his love for the U.S. soccer from his negative feelings about high ticket prices. President Donald Trump's crackdown on immigrants and Trump's war with Iran, among other things. He said in an interview last month. Now, okay, stop right there for a second. High ticket prices, of course, they're going to be high. It's the World Cup. It's as rare as the Super Bowl. So why isn't he complaining about the Super Bowl when it comes around? Who knows? This is the way some people are retarded. Uh, Prove me wrong. Once again, leave your comments in the bottom. We can have a discussion about it. President Donald Trump cracked down on immigrants. Uh, that is the correct thing to do right now. We already can see what's happening in the UK and Europe and other countries, and we know that is directly what we're heading towards if we don't stop it. So why does he want to head there? I think he should move over there if that's what he wants. Let him go experience the great gains on the streets. Let him take his little girl over there and let it happen to him. Then come back and see if he's not supporting this crackdown on immigrants. So anyway, let's head on. So now we already know that he's in the headspace of anti-American. So right there, he loses his patriotic badge. It is now pulled from you, Mr. Kerry Lefkowitz. And let's continue reading. On one hand, it's hard for the 47-year-old, oh, he's younger than me by a couple of years, to imagine not watching the World Cup and rooting for the U.S. players. What? Well, of course it's hard for him to imagine. It has nothing to do with anything except for supporting the American team because well, you were American until that crackdown on immigration comment where you lost your patriotic badge. So now you're just American, you're not patriotic. And according to this next one, is you're actually thinking about imagining not watching the World Cup and not rooting for the US players who hail from diverse backgrounds and have compelling life stories. He wants them to succeed. On the other hand, it's hard for Lefkowitz to imagine enthusiastically cheering against their opponents. Huh? When you're cheering for your team, you're not enthusiastically cheering against the other team. That's not how cheering works. Uh, so now we know he has an IQ of less than 75. Okay, so he has lost his patriotic badge, and we now know his IQ is less than 75 because he thinks Trump is tarnishing what it means to be American on the global stage. Oh, so Trump fixing our country, patriotic, bringing back pride in your country, cleaning up our immigrant problem and those problems stemming from what was it like? I think they said they found 250,000 children that immigrant had stolen. They refound them and got them back home, or maybe the number's higher now. I don't know. Haven't caught up on those numbers yet. So he does. So he wants our children to be lost permanently in these sexual exploitation rings. Okay, so now, sir, you lost your American. Your passport and your citizenship has now been pulled also. So you lost your patriotic badge, and now you lost your citizenship badge, and your IQ is now less than 75, and we're going to put you at around 62. You're just barely able to speak words. All right, let's continue. It's not how I expected to feel about the World Cup. Oh, so he's saying he does feel like that. Not possibly, or not thinking about it. He actually felt like all that. So yes, he really lost all his badges. Uh, let's continue. He said a few weeks before the tournament, I still want the U.S. team to win, but everything that goes with that, I'm conflicted. Yes, everything that goes with that is if you root for your U.S. team, you're not rooting against the other team. You're just rooting for your team. You'll show patriotism and if they win, which we now know they're winning continuously, like complete shutouts, like they're badasses right now. Way to go, USA! I played soccer as a child from 8 till like I was 12 or 13. Tore my ACL. They back then they didn't have good surgery for that, so that's one of my injuries at the get go that I dealt with my whole life, and I've never had it fixed, and that's one of my disabilities, or one beginning ones, anyways. Uh, So nothing else goes with that. That's it. That's how you root for a team. That's what goes with it. So he's conflicted over nothing. So he created something inside his own head because he believes some retarded stuff. He's a Democrat, obviously. That's what I can tell so far. He has to be a Democrat. This is how far I made it, is this next part. So here's where all this is new. These are questions that many people are pondering in Seattle. What? So Seattle is full of 62 IQ, unpatriotic, lost their citizenship badge and everything? Is that what you're saying? Right. An internationally oriented, soccer impassioned city, dominated see, dominated by Democrats who vehemently disagree with how the Trump administration is running the U.S. and hosting the World Cup. So they disagree with U.S. hosting the World Cup. That is crazy. I thought he said he was proud that it was in America, especially back in 1994. What's changed from 94 to today? Because Trump is trying to get us back to how we kind of were in 94 and even better. So if you like 94, how can you not like what Trump's doing today? He's literally trying to get us back to 1994 and stop some of the things that were going to lead to today that happened before 94. So this guy, okay, he lost 2 points off his IQ now, and his whole city is going down with him. All right, so let's continue. I'm an American. No, you're not. You lost it all up there at the top. and very proud of the freedoms we have. Uh, Lefkowitz said. But I can't lose my humanity. Hold on, hold on. All right. So we just explained uh, that you're rooting for as a Democrat the rape gangs to come rape daughters, uh, the illegal people to come in and use up all the food stamp money and Social Security uh, income and all that stuff that we pay taxes for. So your humanity is connected directly to allowing kids to be kidnapped, raped, sex trafficked, and you don't want to lose that. And that's what you see happening. No, you don't see nothing. You can't even see what you're saying in an interview. So you thought you were American and you were very proud of the freedoms you have, but then letting those freedoms go and us becoming like UK and our kids being fucking trafficked and stuff is the freedoms that you want to gain, and you connect all that to humanity. So as long as the future turns out to be really trash and we lose the American way and our Constitution out the window and Sharia law take over or Sharia takes over, which allows all that legally. Okay, child trafficking, child brides. Muhammad's just a pedo. He never talked to anybody, and if he did, he talked to Lucifer at best. Um, because if you read the Quran and the Hadith and everything, it's worded so different. Like so in the Tanakh, the Torah, the Injil, the New Testament, the Bible. Uh, when he approaches a prophet, he doesn't say, "Oh, you prophet," blah 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 blah. He never starts off like that. God, right when he's talking to the people. But in here, that's all it says. Like every time this angel or God or this fake thing that talked to Muhammad. That's how he started off everything. Well, and if you read the wording, you can tell it's a human talking, like literally a human making up what he wants God to say himself. But anyways, let's get back to this. So, so he doesn't want to lose his humanity, and that's what he sees as humanity is losing freedoms. But yet he is proud of the freedoms, and yet not proud of being American. And yet he claims that I am an American, as if he was proud. But he just said he felt basically ashamed to support the American team. Uh, so obviously his pride doesn't transfer over to anything. So let's see what's next. Not everyone is ambivalent. Some local soccer fans say current affairs actually won't affect their approach to this summer's tournament at all. Well, yeah, it shouldn't. They see sports as an escape from politics and the World Cup as an opportunity for Americans to disparate perspectives to unite behind a single cause. Yeah, yeah, root for your team. That's it. Single cause. You're not rooting for your team and on the flip side unsupporting the other team or cheering them down or what or hoping they lose or whatever. See some people knows it's a single cause. It's about being prideful in your American team doing good and what do you call it? In the FIFA World Cup. Although Mark Carnes Holmes doesn't like Trump. Okay, so here we got somebody who doesn't like Trump. Let's see what he says. I would root for the U.S. regardless, unless we become a communist country or something, said the Leshy business owner, who traveled to Los Angeles for a team's opening win against Uruguay and has a ticket to Friday's game against Australia. Okay, see, now that's the way to think about it right there. All right, Mark, you got all your badges. Uh, if you're part of that city, you're still an American citizen and you still have your patriotic badge. And I'm going to say your IQ is up there to about 80. Let's start off at 80. That's general average, maybe Well, it was back in my day. I don't know what it is today. So I'm going off my time. So we're going to say you're an 80, 85, and you can climb from there. Look at that picture. That's what I'm talking about, Lecce. Business owner, Mark something, far right. All right. I don't know who's talking here, but it starts off with, it kind of pisses me off when I see people disrespecting the flag. Added, Calms, Carnes, 58. Oh, he's 9 years older than me. A lifelong soccer player whose favorite U.S. star is gritty, New York raised fielder Tyler Adams. I'm going to support the team 100%. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. All right. So Dana Brock from Lake Forest Park agreed, writing in response to a Seattle Times call out last month. This is about athletes and teams. Get right. Athletes and teams. Teams are people coming together to do a single thing, work together. Right. Not about politics. Very correct. All right. So we like Dana Brock. Uh, she's up. She's got the same badge and IQ and everything as Carnes, whatever his name is. I can't read that. Uh, Brock, a former youth soccer coach, thinks of sports as sacred. Well, not sacred. She lost five. She lost a couple points. So I'm gonna say 79. Lose a point for calling sports sacred. Uh, and the World Cup soccer players as kids. Well, yeah, because they are young compared to us. But anyways, considering most are pretty young, yeah, the average age for the U.S. player is 26. Right. Rather than political figures, she says. Right. They might have political stances, but out on that field, they better not be thinking about who to vote for. They better be thinking about who they're going after to get that ball back or how to get that ball around somebody and in that net. That's what they better be thinking about. And that's what sports are about. We want to watch them use their brain on the field and use their bodies to enact that brain's thought processes and watch great moves out on the field, no matter what sport it is. Anyways, but it's not surprising that many other fans are dealing with complex emotions around the World Cup. Yeah, those complex emotional fans are just snowflaking and are retarded. They need to do some research and get out of that snowflake situation, said Sebastian Meyer. A university, Sebastian Meyer didn't say all that. I ad libbed it in there. World Cup said Sebastian Meyer. Anyway, a University of Washington politics lecturer who teaches a class on sports and politics. Huh? So they're a politics lecturer who teaches a class on sports and politics. And they're not surprised that many other fans are dealing with they're not what? You should be surprised. And if you are surprised, then you're shouldn't be teaching. Uh right. Sports are always political, especially during a tournament like the World Cup that matches national teams against each other. He said, "Oh, all right, so Mr. Sebastian Meyer, you have lost everything and you are a 50 on IQ. No patriotic badge, no citizenship badge, no nothing. You lost your teacher badge, you lost your college access badge, you lost access to even be around children. So you're now on the list for those people. So now you have a new badge added to you. So now you have a PDF badge and an IQ of 50. Since the World Cup began almost 100 years ago, most host country leaders have used it to promote their political agenda and sort wash their reputations said Meyer. What? 33. Oh, he's only 33. He's not even old enough to be a teacher. He hasn't learned nothing. Mentoring tournaments, reputations mentoring tournaments hosted by Argentina's brutal military Guanta in 1978. That's the year. And Qatar's repressive regime in 2022. There are politics coming into the World Cup as well as well. Trump accepted a peace prize from FIFA last year. His administration has barred the Iran team from staying more than 48 hours at a time in the U.S. Safety measures. We're at war with them. So, you know, safety measures got to be safe, but at least they can be here and play in the games, which is not what any other country would have done. So, oh, lost my place. 48 hours at a time in the U.S. and has denied entry to a referee from Somalia. Well, yeah, Somalia is one of the highest rates uh, there is. Let me see if I can find something for y'all real quick. Let me go here, here, all pics, here. Let me see. Let's just double click that. Let's open that up. Let's slide this over here. You see this right here? This is Denmark, Danish immigration net cost and grape rates. Grape rates over here. You see Somali up here at the top? Annual net cost per person. See that right there? See that? See Somalia? Yep, yep. It's all over the world. It's not just in America. It's not just like Ilhan Omar and her people that got her elected in there, and the other Americans that she convinced to go along because the money was going to be too great to ignore. So let's get back to reading this. Meanwhile, some Iranian Americans are protesting the Iran team as a tool of Islamic Republic regime. Trump phoned the U.S. soccer squad before their 4-1 defeat of Paraguay, like he phoned the U.S. men's hockey team after they won a gold medal at the recent Winter Olympics. In that case, he made a joke about the women's hockey team, and FBI Director Kash Patel chugged a beer in a locker room scene that went viral on social media, drawing criticism from some fans. Why? They're regular people too. As long as they're not chugging beers on the friggin' Senate floor or in the office, I don't care what they do when they're at a ball game. Matter of fact, that's the American thing to do when you're celebrating. And I don't even drink alcohol. If I could, I'd like to have a martini once a year, uh, but with heavy on the olive juice. But other than that, and gin, not vodka. But other than that, that's kind of what you do. So those fans, you lost all your patriotic cards, your citizenship, and your IQ is down to 68 with that other guy. It will be interesting to see how liberal Seattle grapples with something like that, said Meyer, who grew up playing and watching soccer in Germany and whose partner is Colombian British American. And whose partner, I'm assuming since they couldn't say and whose wife is, uh, that this person is gay. Uh, on that note, gay people. I don't know if you know this coming from a medical person. your sphincter muscles. I don't know if you know this. You have multiple sphincters inside your intestines. Okay, so your large intestines has these sphincters in it. The sphincter is the exact same thing as the last one that you can physically touch, uh, lined with your skin. Okay, your butthole, your anus. Right. Those sphincters, okay, are not meant to be stretched open at all. They will lose their elasticity. And when you damage them, they can't reclose themselves. So when you're shoving something in there, opening it up hard and causing trauma to the tissues, bad things happen. And the more you do that over time, the worse it gets, like literally. So think about that. Anyways, it'll be interesting to see how liberals grapple with something like that. Okay. Yes. No, it won't be interesting. Hopefully, they don't all lose their cards when they get talked to. Anyways, make matters more complicated, the context is constantly changing. The context of FIFA? No, it's not. Either support them or don't. Like, nothing's changing about that. The U.S. team's fun, free flowing performance against Paraguay has imbued some supporters with new hope. Well, yeah, yeah, that's the thing. We have been a uh, a team that maybe not could ever make it to some finals or even the quarterfinals. And today we're showing that we're ready for competition, the final match type stuff. Like so far, these two games, if they keep doing all these passes and whatnot and scoring and everything, if they keep doing all that, they are majorly going to be a contender in one of the last two spots. And who's going to be against them is the question. But we already beat, I think, the last championship. Uh, anyways, as of all right, Trump announced an agreement with Iran on Monday that could end months of war. In the meantime, local fans are navigating this summer's World Cup politics in various ways. Ken Lagner will be pulling for England because he enjoys watching the English Club Soccer League and has some English ancestry. Uh, he said last month, yes, I've always liked uh, what's his Lionel Messi, Argentina, I think it is. That's pretty much as a child. That was my team before Lionel was on there, but Argentina was my team back then. Then America started doing some stuff, and I've been supporting them ever since. And then Lionel Messi kind of brought Argentina back to the forefront when he joined. So after like a year, I think he joined that second year, and so now I've been supporting America, the American team, and Lionel Messi. And I might be getting might be Barcelona, Argentina, Barcelona. I'm terrible with names. Okay, lucky I remembered Mercy or oh man Messi, Messi. My name be Lionel. I know it's Messi, Messi, and whatever team he was playing on. So forgive me, name people. Okay, I'm terrible with names. My brain just cannot hold on to them. And if I can remember a name, that means I've known it for a long time and I had to force myself back in the day. But anyways, let's see. The good end of the month. And in the meantime, local fans are navigating the Summer's World Cup. All right, Ken Lager will be pulling for England because you like the okay. So, but he can't afford tickets to the matches at Seattle Stadium, typically Lumen Field, and as a progressive who believes his taxes should be spent on healthcare, not bombs, so you won't have healthcare if we don't have bombs. If other countries can beat us up and bully us around, we we wouldn't be a country. Do you understand that? Our country has healthcare because we control our healthcare, and we stop people with our bombs from trying to change our way. Hence the reason why the PDF Islamist that believes in the Quran the fake Quran with the fake prophet who, I'm not going to get into that. Anyways, this guy's crazy. He has lost everything too. Like, he is probably dumber than most of them now. I'm going to say he's got a 47. At 45, you can't even speak no more, really. You're just making noises. You don't know how to put English words together, so he's dangerously close to this. But he can't afford tickets. See, and he can't afford tickets, which means that we don't know how he makes money. Uh, okay, he said he can't bring him. All right, he said he can't bring himself to fully back a U.S. squad in this moment. Why? It's just supporting players on a field that happen to be U.S. citizens. It's our U.S. team. You can't support players trying to win a soccer game. Like I said, I can't put him any lower than 45 because then he can't even speak. He'll just be going, So, Ken Langer has lost everything. And he is the loser so far of these people. Retired boxing something Ken Langer. Right. Oh, there's Langer right here. He's the one that barely has a 48 IQ level, barely can speak. Uh, that's probably why they have the sign. He probably thinks his name is Chloe, and that's how they got him to come over for this picture, is hold up this sign, Chloe, so that he knew that they were calling for him. Poor guy. Retired box. Oh, Manchester United Soccer Club flag. Yeah, that's a great team to watch. I can't do it, said Langer, 69. Oh, 20 years older than me. That's probably the problem. He's a boomer. He doesn't know how to think properly. Hmm. Yeah. A retired Boeing manager. What? I've had my pilot license before. I don't believe a Boeing manager. What did he manage? The toilets? He managed the people who mopped the floors in the toilet or the plungers. He managed how many plungers they needed in a facility. That's what he managed. I don't see him managing anything else truthfully. So that means if he managed some other position, he fooled them and took money out of the company under false pretenses. Who has replaced the American flag he once. Oh. He replaced the American flag. He once flew outside his Everett house with a Manchester United Soccer Club flag. See, I told you he's so dumb. He replaced the American flag, which is trying to stop our kids from being sexually trafficked and stolen from us and raped. And he's flying the UK flag, which are just now, trying to stop that same thing, but has allowed to go so far that, yeah, we're going to give him a 46. 46. He's now officially a Islamist, a PDF Islamist, and next thing you know, he's going to tell us he supports all of Sharia, and that kind of, give me a second. That kind of makes me wonder about this girl right here. She's looking kind of young. I wonder if they had to call him. Hey, quit looking at her and look at the camera. We're trying to take a picture. Don't, don't know. I can't say for sure from what he's saying. He likes what UK is about right now, and he took the American flag down to put up the UK representation. So, whoever this person is, be careful. Is there anything else? No. Maybe. Oh, yep, there it is, right there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pause it right there. All right. While Claire Fenton always roots for the men, U.S. soccer men. Oh, she doesn't root for the team. She on, uh, she only roots for the men. Oh my God! What are people dumb? Do they not know how to use English? Uh, she saves most of her money and energy for the U.S. women. Women what? U.S. women? What? What women? She's generalizing all U.S. women, partly because she hears players on the women's teams. Oh, oh, speaking out more about issues like equality. No, they're not. Women have more rights than men. And so if they were speaking about equality, they'd be trying to get rid of their rights. And no woman is trying to get matter of fact, didn't they just pass some right where if a man if or child support or I don't know how it went. Never had this problem, so I haven't looked into it. But it was something like, let's say a man and a woman gets divorced, they have kids, the man gets the kids, and the woman gets the kids, then the woman has to pay the man child support or something like that, or something like that. And all women blew up basically about that, or most women, anyways. Blew up about that because that would make them equal to men when it came to divorces and marriage. I mean, I think that is pretty telling by itself. So let's move on. It makes me feel better about supporting them, said Fenton, 46, from Greenwood, who traveled with her family to Australia and New Zealand for the 2023 Women's World Cup. Oh, she spent all that money to travel to Greenwood, and not just herself, but her family, to Australia and New Zealand for the 2023 World Cup, but she won't go support the U.S. soccer team or men because she's saving her money and energy for U.S. women. So what kind of inequality is she teaching her family right now? Her kids, if she has any? Her husband, does he feel emasculated because she only supports women and not men too, equally? But yet she's complaining about how she only supports the women because they speak about equality. Well, that's the opposite from what you're telling me. As long as they speak about inequality, you support them, and that's how you feel also because you're in line with that. And you're willing to spend thousands of dollars to fly to Australia with your whole family in New Zealand to go see the women's 2023 World Cup. That is so crazy to use English like that. Miss Claire Fenton, you have lost your patriotic badge. You have lost your citizenship badge. You are an IQ of 62 at best. And Brent Fawns, yeah, we're going to continue. Brent Fawns will try to reconcile his mixed feelings about soccer politics by focusing his fandom on Christian Roldan, Christian Roldan, a Seattle Sounders stalwart with immigrant parents who will be a part of a multi ethnic, multilingual U.S. roster. This guy is already sounding out there. I will yell for him definitely. So, not the whole, so just one person. And specifically for those reasons. You, sir, are an ist, racist. Not saying you're racist, but just like the word racist or you're an ist. So that alone makes you lose your patriotic badge because you're no longer supporting the other people. You're just supporting the one because he's multi ethnic, multilingual. Uh, what's the guy's name? Christian Roldan. Anyways, Nothing to do with Christian Roldan. I'm just saying this guy, the way he's stating it, lets me know that he's biased to everything else and only this, and that's why. And he's literally proud of it. So that's why you lost all your badges. Anyways, I will yell definitely. Yeah, okay, I will yell definitely. Okay, I will yell for him definitely. Said Fawn 62, a Sounders supporter who lives in the Central District and has been appalled by Trump's deportation push. Oh yeah, okay. So six, so 62 IQ has now dropped to 58 ish. You were up there with Elian Omar. Evan Williams, 19, is also looking to the U.S. players for inspiration, precisely because he feels so let down by the politicians running the country. That is a problem. Islam is in our school boards and doing things, and the money behind not only our, like, they want to be in our elementaries, like first grade, kindergarten. They want to be there to teach your kids. And so by the time they grow up, they'll feel more for Islam and less for America. Like, seriously, that is one of their plans. That's being exposed, and it will be further exposed in the future. But that is literally what they're doing. So colleges, all schools, they get on the school boards and they slowly, and then once they have a following, then they get elected for the mayor or city councils and slowly change your rules, change your streets. So if you have street names that are not American, but literally are named after the warlords that tried to conquer other nations, then you have already been taken over by in your city councils. And so hopefully you're not in a bad predicament like New York. New York is out of there. I don't know why they voted Dummy into office. That is so crazy because Pakistanians and Bangladeshians and Somalians are the top people ruining everything. They blame, if a woman it looks too sexy to them. It doesn't even matter if they're wearing regular clothes. If they look too sexy to them, they get so horny that they go and grape them, and then they blame the girl for it. Not that they made the choice to go grape somebody. They blame the girl for just being too sexy in their eyes, and they couldn't control themselves. Therefore, it's the girl's fault. That is exactly what they tell you. Like crazy. Like, these are really low IQ people, lower than 60. So, and this person is obviously perfectly in line with them. So, sir, you need to be deported. You are the first for me to say deport him. Like, strip him of everything and deport him. I said I apologize to players for inspiration, precisely because he built a positive run in the country. All right, maybe they can show everyone what it really means to be American, said the college student from Seattle who plays soccer recreationally. This could represent the ideal America, Williams said. Show the strength in our diversity and the freedom we show to the rest of the world. Yeah, we have diversity, but our culture is the same. We don't believe that you can marry a child, a baby. Okay, we don't believe that a girl that just happens to look sexy on a beach should be raped, no matter if she's 6 years old or not. We don't believe that's our culture. Our culture is high morals. We have high morals here, and we live that way. Matter of fact, we have a high trust society. And if you notice, when you go to a store and things are behind glasses, well, when did that start? Only after the importation of all these illegals. Like, seriously, like, you can't get a toothbrush no more without waiting 45 minutes for a store employee to come by and open up a locked glass to get a toothbrush out of there. I mean, this is crazy. We know we're losing our freedoms, literally losing our freedoms. And these dumbasses are talking about they want to hold on to the freedoms they have or not get them back anyway. They think they have freedom. They don't see that they're losing them. Oh, this 19-year-old has already been brainwashed. Oh, my Lord. Guys, we need help. Our kids need help. We need to save our kids. Their minds and their bodies, okay, are being attacked, literally being attacked from all sides, and it's working. Obviously, this 19-year-old is a prime example that it is working. Uh, Sebastian Diaz, a naturalized U.S. citizen from Colombia who runs the South End soccer nonprofit Cultures United, will root for the U.S. and Colombia. See, he can root for two places too. What's wrong with this? Where the politics at? If they face off in a knockout game, however, Diaz will back Colombia. That's understandable. If my favorite team was Messi's team, whatever it is, Argentina or whatever, uh, and they were against the U.S., I'd be voting for both of them. Every time one scored, I'd be like, yay. And at the end, I'd be like, yay. And that's it. And I'd be happy I got to watch my two favorite teams play together on a pitch. Anyways, but I wouldn't choose one over the other. It's cool that if he wants to choose one, that's fine. If they face off, and oh, yeah, we already read that. Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah, we did. Partly because of how the U.S. government has been up. Oh, the 33-year-old said Diaz will back Colombia. The 33-year-old said partly because of how the U.S. government has been operating. He's 33, just like that other guy, and he's been brainwashed. Man, he was speaking good for a few seconds. This poor guy. One of Bo Baxes, who is Peruvian American, is the Queen City indoor soccer something. A Peruvian American who organizes pickup soccer games in West Seattle, Flo Bazo, is adopting a similar approach. She's turned off by the corporate side of the World Cup and by the possibility that soccer could help the U.S. government scrub its image after carnage in Gaza and other wrongs. What? What wrongs? Scrub an image? A soccer match. Not even a football match, a baseball match, you name it. Any sport match doesn't scrub images. Uh, that doesn't make sense. She's lost IQ points. She's down to like 70. Uh, she's turned off by the corporate side of the World Cup. Well, okay, don't buy the advertisement stuff that they advertise about on there. And it's that simple. That's how you don't support the corporate side. Uh, and that possibility. Oh, she's scared of a possibility that soccer could help the U.S. government scrub its image. So not even something real. She she knows it's not real, but she's going to use it as a fake excuse anyway. Anyways, but Bazo, 43, is at the same time excited for the giant world party that the tournament will bring to town. She'll definitely be tuning in. Huh? No, no. Oh my God. English is so hard for these people. If you're a soccer fan and you love it, it's irrational. Yeah, so far everything you said has been irrational. So you can't not watch. So you uh, cannot not watch. That's what can't means. But that's fine. She said. It's also situational. If the U.S. plays Germany, of course I'm going to root for the U.S. Why? But if it's the U.S. against a small country where soccer is the biggest joy in their culture, I'm going to root for the small country. Oh, so you're going to base who you root off of, not because of of your love for something, but just because of some miscellaneous reason that makes no fucking sense. You good ma'am have now lost your patriotic badge, your citizenship badge. You've now dropped down to about a 62, 65 IQ level, maybe lower.
Let me get this straight. A guy.
Well, that's good enough for me. Just to let you know, I'm fixing to pop this down because this AI channel, I never listened to him, but this article here that he popped up. Anyways, the Democrats crashed the team. U.S. has the World Cup win. Backfires. That's why I clicked on it. I wanted to see what kind of information he had. Uh, And because he has a lot like this, uh, go ahead and remember to smash the buttons if you want to support an AI channel or whatever. Uh, Gotta be careful though. Like I said, it's AI and AI messes up, and the human behind it doesn't know how to fully make it do what it needs to do to be correct. The way AI kind of runs wild, and you can find mistakes. Oh, I got the hiccups. It's about time to go. Heartburn's kicking in. All right. With that, I'm going to end it. So I didn't find one person, or we did find one, I think, but I don't remember if we counted them. Anyways, one article, a lot of people lost their badges. So once again, I got some things going on. Give me this. So we're coming to a close. Here's all the stuff I've been fixing. Like I said, all I need left is a microphone. And give a shout out to all the supporters. If you want to donate support, it will go towards setting up the stream first. Afterwards, then maybe a wheelchair so I can get around my own house. And then after that, I need to fix my truck so that I can drive to the doctors and see the doctors I ain't seen in almost 10 plus years. So, all y'all have a good night and love y'all.